We continue our Pulse in Vision tour with Mr. Richard, CEO of MadVR. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Good
great
show?
to see you again.
Good
This
show?
show has been unbelievable.
I bet you
It's a
are
lot.
always busy. No matter every show
Well,
that I go to,
thank
consistently doing demos.
Yeah, we like to. We bring a lot of lozengers.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of fun to be able to show it and share this with everyone.
Okay, so for those that don't know MadVR, give me a brief synopsis of your product and what it does for the CI industry.
Yeah, no, it's great. I appreciate that. So again, I'm Richard Lutovsky, co-founder and CEO of MadVR Labs. We're here at ISE 2025 with the MadVR MV in several of the rooms here, including the one behind us. And the benefit of the MV is really the easiest way to describe it is there's a mnemonic we like to use called Music HD.
Okay.
And it really makes it easy to kind of remember all the kind of key benefits. Why don't we just kind of run through those,
Let's
right?
go.
So you want to be like, give me the M, and then I'll be like,
Do you want the?
We'll let Ryan take care of that. So the M stands for Motion AI.
Okay.
Motion AI is the world's first AI-based motion interpolation. Motion interpolation tends to be a dirty word in the business. A lot of people are like, oh, that's the stuff I turn off on my TV and my processors when I get them, and that's because of the way they've been implemented. So we certainly didn't invent motion interpolation, but we set out to be the first to try to perfect it.
Okay.
And we do this by eliminating many of the artifacts that people find distracting, but also the soap opera effect is very distracting. So
Okay.
the idea, what we came up with, is we wanted to come up with a way to be able to create that fine variability, right? So you could just have it, you just want to pinch, or you want it heavy. And so that's really
like volume.
fantastic. Yeah, exactly, volume, or a lot of the times the analogy we like to use is how hot or cold do you want your shower?
Yeah.
If you had a shower that was either cold, warm, or scalding hot, probably wouldn't use it at all. You'd have to find another shower.
This is the cool thing about MadVR. It's very tunable to how the client wants it, not specifically the custom installer.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool.
We're a big believer in client's money, client's project, client's preference. So we're always here to make suggestions. At the end of the day, the client and the integrator makes the decision.
Cool. Let's get on to you.
Yeah, that was very well done. Very
thank you.
well done. So the U is upscaling. So we use AI-based upscaling to upscale everything to 4K in the case of the MV Core. And then we also have the MV Extreme. We'll talk about those. But pretty much everything we're talking about here, except for the Motion AI, is available in the MV Core. But at the end, remind me if you will, and we'll go ahead and we'll talk about, in a nutshell, the differences between the two products.
Yeah.
But upscaling to 4K or 8K in the case of the MV Extreme. And that we're still watching a lot, I believe in the UK, as well in the US and other places around the world, we're still watching a lot of 1080 content. Mostly because of broadcast television is pretty much there. So being able to upscale that is really key for a great experience.
Excellent. Moving on.
Do you remember who comes next?
S.
S. You have to
Little bit of panic
it,
in my eyes there, yeah.
So S is for subtitle handling, okay? So for those of you out there that have a scope screen, you're probably all too familiar with the frustration of having subtitles that are then winding up on the wall or on your masking, because when you zoom out to fill your screen, you watch a scope movie, it winds up below and on the masking. So we have a process where we actually dynamically will bring back just the amount of black bar to fit that. So you zoom out, you'll never touch lens memory again. So this is a great feature. The customers love it because they don't have to deal with the lens going back and forth. And the integrators love it because they don't have to deal with the integration, complexities, focus drift, wear and tear on the motor every time it goes back and forth to get more longevity out of the projector.
Fabulous. And we are on I.
We are, and that's very well done. So the I actually stands for incredible nonlinear stretch. Now,
it feels like that's a stretch together.
Yeah, it is. So yes, we like to think that it's pretty good. We use I for incredible because we needed something that started with an I, but the nonlinear stretch is really fantastic. It allows you to fit any aspect ratio content to any aspect ratio screen. So this goes both ways. So a lot of times people with 16:9 screens say like, hey, what about, don't forget about us?
Yeah.
Well, you can see actually on the two TVs behind us, these are two Sony A95Ls.
Same film
I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but you could just see the difference with the black bars. The unit on the left is without an MV, and the unit on the right is with the MV. And we're able to bring back about half the amount of black bars to restore a lot of that lost immersion. And that's for 16:9 content. And scope content, of course, you have the opposite, where when you're watching 16:9 content, news, sports, so forth, you have these big black bars on the side. So being able to clean that up is huge.
Excellent. And we're on to K. Curly Cur.
Okay.
C.
I thought you wanted to do this in one take.
I know, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
we're going to keep it in there.
I'm still struggling with an 8-year-old where I'm trying to do the alphabet with him. So sometimes it just doesn't go right. Okay?
That's
C
perfect.
for you.
We're not going to cut this. We're going to show everybody how human we are. So, we could come up, I should have come up with a feature that started with K to just try to save you on that. But I wasn't thinking quick enough. I'm really sorry about that. Next time, I'll be prepared in case that happens. So C stands for control. So what kind of control are we talking about? Control systems, right? So RTI, Savant, Crestron Home, all these types of things are great to be able to integrate for the MV and control that directly. We also have calibration control. So the MV has full support for calibration. So we're talking about massive 1D LUTs up to 4,096 points and large 3D LUTs that are the largest in the industry that go up to 16.7 million interpolated points. We also have some very advanced controls for doing what's called a back LUT and a front LUT. We won't get into that here today, but really get that reference quality, perfect image out of the picture. There's also control for the dealer. So as an integrator, instead of needing to roll a truck or have to run out to customer's house, and let's face it, customer doesn't always want people in their home, and the dealer doesn't necessarily want to have to get out on a cold morning and do a long drive. So you can actually, with the customer's prior permission, you can log into the unit directly, control it just like you were in the room with them. Control all the menus. So let's say the user says, hey, can you help me dial this in? User can say, okay, go a little bit further, a little bit stop. That's good. You save it to the menu and you're done in 5 or 10 minutes. Very convenient for everyone. There's several other C's, but I probably need to come up with a better mnemonic for just to cover the C's, so that, because there's about 10 or 12 of them, but we know we want to kind of keep this kind of on the shorter side.
Fabulous.
So, you remember what's next? Music HD. There you go. So the H stands for HDR dynamic tone mapping. NB is very well known for best in class HDR dynamic tone mapping. We win lots of awards. I'm very proud to say this, specifically for our tone mapping and the things that the product does. This really brings out the best in what the projector or the display can do. You can actually, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, you get differences whether the display is a projector, video wall, doesn't really matter. It will give out the best HDR.
It's kind of one of the important reasons to actually physically come and see these demos, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really important, because at the end of the day, it's really important. You never want to crush any whites or crush any blacks, and most dynamic tone mapping algorithms will do that. They'll try to be too bright and use a lot of detail. So being able to balance that is important.
D.
D is last. We already kind of covered it, but that is the aspect ratio detection and the ability to not be able to have to go back and forth. So even if you don't want to use nonlinear stretch, you can still go back and forth instantly with the projector zoomed out and never have to deal with lens memory again.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So let's quickly go over what the differences between the two units are.
Yes.
Because it's important. There's the core and then there's the
extreme.
So the two units that you have.
Yes. So this is the MV Core. This just came out about 4 or 5 months ago. It's really been one of our best sellers. It's doing great. It's a new, more approachable price point, especially for the more middle market jobs. Folks that are on a more modest budget, or maybe they're doing a system on their own. So it's really fantastic for that. This is the MV Extreme Mark II. This is the big brother. The main differences are things such as this will give you a 5-year warranty. This gives you a 2-year warranty. Feature-wise, this has motion AI. So if the motion AI, if the motion handling is important to you, you'll find that in the NV Extreme. There's other things too, like this upscales to 8K, like I mentioned earlier. This goes up to 4K, other benefits like that. This is also paid upgradable, so down the line, if you're
not stuck with having to upgrade for electronics, you actually can move with the times just from a software perspective.
Right, so you can have the cards, graphics cards changed out, that type of thing to keep the product modern. So in a nutshell, what we're finding is a lot of people are pairing the MV core with televisions.
Yeah.
Like flat panel TVs like you have here. These are two 65 Sony A95L OLEDs, 65, 75, 85, 100-inch video walls, or mostly you're seeing video walls in the higher end projectors that typically use the MV Extreme. The video walls is really big because the bigger and brighter the screen, the more motion judder and motion blur that you see. And so they want to kind of counterbalance that, take some of that off.
Yeah.
So again, the MV Core is really more for your TVs, entry-level projectors, that sort of stuff, mid-market, and the MV Extreme is kind of holding up the back end with being able to deliver all the best in class for really your reference quality cinemas.
Fabulous. And if you are open for business here at ISE, aren't you? So you're doing demos all day, every day. Correct?
Yes. So we have our deep dive demo station here at 2J300, along with our partners here in the booth. So we have Storm, Acoustic X Design. There's also Wisdom Audio in here, Screen Research, Adeo. I hope
They're
I'm
everywhere.
not forgetting anybody. But that's in here with the Barco. And the Barco Nerthus in here, the monster screen in here. I think it's like it's over 200. It's like 220-inch diagonal scope screen in here. Barco also has the MV with the Heimdall projector, so you can see it's their new Heimdall. It's an excellent projector that's going there. They've got it on one of their video walls. They have an MV, and over in Hall 1 is the MV, along with Chernov and our other partners over there in that demo room. So lots of places to experience
this award-winning product is pretty much all over the show floor, and there's a reason behind that. It's loved by displays, projector manufacturers. It really adds value to cinema rooms, media rooms, and displays. And you know, there's a reason why custom installers are going mad for it.
Yeah,
do you see what I did?
Thank you. That was really good.
Thank you.
I made it for your K.
I know, exactly. The really important part is you need to see it. It's really important as a custom installer to sit down, have a demo of it, understand it, so then you can go and explain it. Because once a client understands what this will do and how it will elevate a room, it just blows everything else out of the water. It's cool, you know? So if you're in the UK and you want to come and experience this, reach out to the Pulse Envision guys. They will have it on show, and they will have it on their displays and their projectors in the Pulse showroom, and that's the best place to go and experience it. And from there, where else can I find out about MadVR?
If you go to madvrmv.com, there's lots of great resources, video. There's an academy. If you go to the MV Academy online, which you can get to from the website, it is our official dealer training. There's no registration needed. You could just start going through all the videos, learning. So whether you want to, if you're in the industry and you want to become certified, it's a CDS CEU accredited course. You can earn credits towards the advancement of your career, and all sorts of great stuff through there. Learn the product. So whether you want to learn it soup to nuts or just know about one specific thing, it's very well documented and laid out there. And then there's all sorts of great resources, guides. So if you're doing Sony, JVC, Barco, Christie, LG, Samsung, whatever display, you can find guides on it, how to set these things up and dial it in. It's all same thing for your media player. If you're using Kaleidoscape, you're able to get to the Kaleidoscape guides and see exactly what's the ideal settings to use to get the best picture quality out of your sources and your display with the MadVR MV.
This guy has it all covered. Richard, as always, you've been a pleasure.
Thank you. Likewise, it's always fun meeting you and seeing you out here. Thank you so much.
And one day I'll get through an interview and I won't make one mistake.
No, you got to make mistakes so people don't think that
you're perfect.
It's genuine, so
yeah,
all the better.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Cheers.